What's up, guys? Welcome back. We're headed into the winter, and that means it's comfort food season, and what's better than a nice bowl of soup? Today I'll be showing you how to make clam chowder, but before we do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit that bell to enable notifications as well. Alright guys, meet me in the kitchen, let's make it happen. First things first, we need to get our prep work out of the way, and that means we need to peel, clean, and chop up some potatoes. Here I have 1.5 pounds of russet potatoes, but you can use red potatoes or Yukon Gold for this recipe. I prefer to chop the ends off to make a flat surface. It makes it a little bit easier to peel for me, but do whatever you're comfortable with. As always guys, the specific measurements and ingredients are provided for you in the description box below, so don't forget to check that out. So all we got to do here is just peel the skin off the potatoes, and then we're going to chop them up and then rinse them under cold water 3 or 4 times until that water runs clear. Nobody wants dirty potatoes in their soup. So I like to cut them in half like so, and for this recipe you want them to be nice bite-sized pieces. So think about a potato that can fit on your spoon when you're chopping these up. They do cook down a little bit in the soup as well. So here we go, we're just gonna chop them up. Nice sharp knife from Dow Strong is getting the work done. I've linked to that in the description box if you want one of those. And then we're gonna add them to a mixing bowl and make sure we get them nice and clean before they go into our soup. So as you can see here, we filled the bowl with some nice cold water, and the water looks mighty cloudy, which means there's still some dirt and particulates on the potatoes. So we're gonna get in there with our hands and move them around, make sure we clean them up nicely. And you wanna do this 2 or 3 times, like I said, until the water runs clear. Once that water is running clear, you can trust that the potatoes are nice and clean, like so. Then we're gonna dice up some celery and onions, about 1/2 cup of each, and chop up 5 to 6 pieces of thick cut bacon. We're gonna add the bacon to our Dutch oven and allow the bacon fat to render from the bacon. And that is gonna be the foundation of flavor for our soup. If you don't eat pork, feel free to omit this, or you can use beef bacon in place. We're gonna use a slotted spoon to remove the bacon, and then we're going in with our diced veggies. That's 1/2 cup of celery and 1/2 cup of onion. Working over medium heat, we just wanna saute those onions and celery until it gets nice and tender. It's gonna be smelling amazing in there. Bacon fat and onions smell so good. Add a little garlic to the party and it's even better. Once we've sauteed the veggies for a few minutes and got them nice and tender, it's time to go in with some seasoning. Of course, I'm going in with my all-purpose seasoning, which is a blend of salt, pepper, garlic, and onion powder. If you haven't tried that yet, you can get yours via the link in my description box. There's a discount code for you there as well. Otherwise, just use a little salt and pepper or whatever seasoning you prefer. We're also going in with some crushed red pepper flakes for just a little bit of spice, guys. If you don't like spice, you don't have to add them, but I like it in this recipe because it kind of cuts through some of the richness from all the bacon fat and the cream that we're gonna add here in a minute. Totally optional though, guys. Season to taste as always. Next, we're going in with 1 teaspoon of Better Than Bouillon lobster base. They're not a sponsor, but they should be. This lobster base is gonna add some nice seafood flavor to the recipe. It's optional. You can use extra clam juice for the seafood flavor if you can't find the lobster base, or you can order it on Amazon. We're gonna work that in as you see here, and then we're going in with 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. This is effectively gonna make a roux, which is gonna be the thickening agent for our soup. We're gonna work that in for about 2 to 3 minutes, cook off that raw flour taste. It should form almost like a paste-like consistency like you see right here. And at that point, we're gonna go in with our chicken stock or seafood stock, whatever you got. You could also use veggie stock, really any of that would work here. There we go. So after a couple minutes it's formed a paste, we're going in with that stock like we talked about. We're gonna increase the heat to medium-high, bring that up to a boil, and then we're gonna reduce it down to a simmer. This is also when we're gonna start cooking our potatoes here in a minute. We're also gonna add in 2 cans of clams with their juice. Those are chopped clams. You can add an extra can if you want it extra clammy, totally up to you guys. As always, taste as you go and adjust the flavor to your preference. We're also going in with some Italian seasoning here. As always, guys, the specific measurements and ingredients are provided for you in the description box. 1 teaspoon of Worst Word in the World sauce, followed by a teaspoon of hot sauce. Whatever brand you like will work just fine. This soup is packed with flavor, guys. Let me know in the comments what your favorite soup is and what new soup recipes you want to see on the channel. We'll be doing plenty of them as we head into the winter. We're gonna give that a good mix, allow all those flavors to come together like a family reunion. Then we're going in with those potatoes that we chopped and cleaned earlier. We're gonna bring that up to a boil and cook that for about 15 to 20 minutes or until the potatoes are fork tender. There we go. Oh man, this is gonna be good. This is the perfect recipe for a nice cold winter day. Once we bring it up to a boil, we're gonna toss in a bay leaf, because why the hell not? You wanna get in there and scrape the bottom, make sure those potatoes aren't sticking to the bottom or to the sides. And then once it's up to a nice simmer or a gentle boil, we're gonna cover it with a lid and allow that to cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. Fish out that bay leaf because nobody wants to eat that. And then we're gonna check on our potatoes. Once they're nice and tender, we're going in with 2 cups of half and half and 1 cup of heavy cream. I've added them to the same bowl here and just pouring it in, but you can add them separately, totally up to you. Then we're gonna season to taste. I'm going in with a little bit more all-purpose seasoning and a touch of Old Bay because I'm in Virginia and it's the gospel. So season your soup to taste and let that simmer for a few minutes. Allow all those flavors to come together and marry or date or have a one-night stand. Hey, I'm not here to judge. I know it's cuffing season though. All jokes aside though, guys, once the soup is seasoned to your preference, we're gonna add back in that chopped bacon from earlier. But make sure you save enough of that bacon for garnish. You can add a little bit to the top of each bowl. So once you've got the flavor right where you want it, it's seasoned to perfection. You have the clams in there, you got the potatoes nice and tender. We just added the bacon back to the party. It's time to go ahead and plate this up and get us a taste test. This recipe comes together pretty quick, less than an hour. It's super easy, packed with flavor, and it reheats really well, so it's a great option for meal prep. You can even throw this in the crock pot and allow that to cook while you're at work. Going in for a taste test just to make sure we're right where we want it. I'm gonna hit it with a pinch of salt and a little black pepper as well, just to finish things off. And then, my friends, it's time to plate this up and get us a taste test. Say it with me, guys, looking good. Oh man, brace yourself for a trademark money shot. Only thing missing is my spoon so I can dig in there. This is looking fantastic. I can't wait for you guys to try this recipe. Let me know what you think in the comments. We went down with a little fresh chopped parsley for a pop of color, and of course we chopped up some of that bacon for garnish. We're also gonna add some oyster crackers because why the hell not? Give everything a good mix. Make sure we get the perfect bite for the taste test. We got some potatoes, we got some clams, we got some bacon. Oh man, it's a little hot, but you know I burned my tongue for you guys more than once. And this recipe is money. Definitely a spoon drop, but I'm gonna keep it because I need to finish off this bowl. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to give your boy a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and the bell to enable notifications. And as always, thank you for your support.